Hey everyone, it's Dork here with Young Broken Board, and today I want to talk about what I want to see in the upcoming Cyberpunk Orion, the sequel to one of my favorite games of all time, Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk 2077 already had a bunch of good things, but I want to take a moment to talk about what I would like to see in Orion, which I think would make it a lot better. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is cyberware, specifically cyberware weaponry. Now, 2077 gave us a lot of really good options when it came to weaponized cyberware. We had mantis blades, gorilla arms, projectile launch systems, monowire, but after doing some digging of the actual tabletop, I've learned that there are some really cool options that I think would be a nice addition to Orion, specifically rippers. Now, I'm not talking about ripper docks. Rippers are essentially your nails turning into actual claws. Morgan Blackhand, a character in lore, actually has these. Another really cool option that I think would be a great addition to Orion would be long spurs, which are essentially a huge stake that can shoot out of your arm while punching. We actually did get a quick glimpse of these in Cyberpunk Edgerunners during the boxing scene. So, having more melee options, I think, as a whole for cyberware would be a really cool idea, but also having more ranged options. Now, in 2077, the only ranged option we got was the projectile launch system, which was basically a grenade launcher. But I think having more traditional weapons like SMGs, assault rifles, akin to that of Morgan Blackhand's arm-mounted 12mm SMG would actually be a really cool idea and provide a lot more variety for players come Orion. So, aside from that, I want to see more of like weaponized cyberware as a whole. Secondly, another thing I think would be really cool in Orion would be more customization options, not for just the character, but other aspects of the character, like vehicles and homes. Having fully customizable homes, I think, would be a really good idea, as we can have our own personalized space in either Night City or the new city that we'll be exploring in Orion. Now, don't get me wrong, the player homes were great, but I think having a fully customizable player home, completely different and unique for each player, that would be a really nice addition, as well as vehicle customization. Say you get a vehicle you really like. How cool would it be if we were able to fully customize the vehicle? Interior, dashboard, exterior, wheels, everything to our specific liking. Just another way for us to make us fully feel immersed in the world of Cyberpunk. Adding on to customization, I think having more in-depth character customization is a must. I want full, dermal implants akin to that of Rebecca Black from Cyberpunk Edgerunners, or that of Lizzie Wizzy with the fully chromed out skin. And after doing some more research on the tabletop, I think having access to things like exotics would be a really nice idea. Exotics are basically ways that people modify their body to look completely different, either through taking on animal-like traits like unique eyes, skin patterns, animal features like ears and tails, as well as things that make him look more human, like fully chromed out skin, akin to that of, like I said, Lizzie Wizzy. Another thing I think would be a really nice addition to Orion would be the addition of the cut multiplayer that was meant to be in 2077. I think it would be so much fun to form your own Edgerunner gang with your friends, doing things like heists, jobs, gigs together, people having different builds and working together, whether it be a Sandevastine build, a Berserker build, Netrunner build. Imagine all three of those builds working together to accomplish a goal akin to that of something like GTA Heist. Each person can have a specific job for the heist, and each person has to get that done in order for the heist to succeed. Now, this one isn't going to turn any heads, but it's something I would personally really think would be a nice addition, would be a fully functional third-person mode. Because in 2077, I spend so much time customizing my character and making cool outfits for them. I've made Nomad outfits, I've made top-tier Merc outfits, I made Corporal outfits, but I never get to see them unless I'm riding something like a motorcycle or I'm driving in third person. I never get to see it in combat, I never get to see it in cutscenes or dialogue options, so I think having a fully functional third-person mode for combat, exploration, story elements would be a really nice addition. Because as far as I remember, the only time we see our character in 2077 is in the ending where they go raid the orbital casino. That's pretty much the only time I ever saw my character's face that wasn't looking in a mirror. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is better player-world interaction. Now, what do I mean by that? Take a game like GTA 5, for example. What are you able to do in those games in the story mode? You're able to go to clubs, go get drinks, play different sports like golf, go to the gun range. Basically, I want to be able to interact with the world the same way a person canonically living in Night City or the new city in Orion would. I want to be able to do brain dances. I want to go for drinks. I want to go to clubs. I want to do everything a regular person living in one of those cities would do. Experience the life of the city, which I think would make it feel like such a more alive experience for the player. I also want to be able to hang out with different NPCs I've met. Imagine in 2077 they allowed you to, ring up Victor on the Hollow, your best friend and true Ripperdoc, and just be like, hey, let's go for a drink, let's go hang out. I think that would be a really cool idea and give us a chance to interact more with the NPCs we've met and loved throughout the game. They kind of did this in one instance with the I Really Want to Stay at Your House quest, which just lets you relive the romance scenes from different romance options like Panam, River, Judy, Carrie, what have you. But I want to be able to interact more with them. I want to, like I said, go to drinks, go to clubs, go hang out with them in more ways than one. A really good example of that was, hanging out with Panam's crew for the train heist while waiting for it. Everyone was sitting around a fire, having drinks, strumming a guitar. It was great and made me feel like wow, I'm experiencing this naturally. I feel like I'm actually living this. This is amazing. So I think for Orion to really top 2077, they need to include more of those player interactions within the world. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see in Cyberpunk Orion. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!